Welcome, everyone, to week number 6 of Finding a Better Job. This is our final week in the class. And as always, I want to extend my deep gratitude for those of you who have made it here in person, if you will, on the Zoom meeting week after week. I also want to extend gratitude to those who make the effort each week to complete the assignments and communicate with me and share their journey and share some feedback about the class. As always, these classes, they only get better when people do that. People engage in the class and they give back in a way, helping me make the classes better for future terms. This class being brand new, this is a brand new 6-week class that I put together. So it's really important that if you do get an email in the next week or two about giving some feedback about the class, you take the time to do that survey that I send out. But without further ado, we will go ahead and get started with this week's presentation, and we'll have some time at the end for any discussion and those who come in as we are going. So those of you who have taken other courses with me know that defining success is something I've been working on for many years. To summarize my findings, I found that people generally obtain what they define as success relatively early in their careers. They get a job that pays them what they need to be self-reliant, if only for that time. And they feel like this job will satisfy them indefinitely. And that's a natural thing that will happen because most people don't get hired and then start immediately looking for a new job. Getting a job is a successful end to a long process of applications, interviews, rejections, and planning. But the mistake that most people make is that they get a job and become comfortable in that job. Now, this course is not titled Finding a Job That Makes You Happy Until Your Life Changes. It's called Finding a Better Job. And staying comfortable is the antithesis of finding a better job. If you recall, the week 2 assignment in this class involved a portfolio career action plan. And from those readings and from that action plan that it is necessary for individuals to always position themselves as to prepare for change. The only certain thing in life is change. And as our world rapidly changes with technology and consumer demands, we cannot remain complacent. We must do many of the things covered in this course over the past 5 weeks. Be the best at your job, keep learning new things, learn to collaborate and network with other professionals, thus staying competitive. Now, I want to share something that I recently learned about. It's the region beta paradox. And this is a phenomenon which has been heavily researched by psychologists. And here's an example. If someone is currently in a non-ideal relationship, perhaps with a boyfriend, a girlfriend, even a husband, a wife, they will be less likely to end it to find a better relationship or to remove themselves from that relationship than if their current relationship was worse, thus making their current overall situation worse because what they need to do is get out of their non-ideal relationship. And this is something that we see in careers all the time. People don't leave a job because they will rationalize about what the good things about the job, or it's not that bad, right? And it's interesting because in week number 1 in this class, the weekly assignment included a what I think is a great video from Zig Ziglar, in which he helps someone recognize the value in their current situation, that they don't really have it that bad. And there's always that necessary junction where you decide, is this me or is this the situation, right? Can I make this work or do I need to do something else? And finding a better job often will follow this paradox because most people, they will get comfortable and they will forego the needed action for the sake of perceived comfort. Specifically, or I would say moreover, they can't feel the pain of what's going on right now. And so they forego the relatively small pain of change because change is always somewhat difficult, right? No matter what. But foregoing that action is, as I said, again, it is the antithesis of finding a better job. And we generally make a lot of excuses why we should just wait and see or avoid discomfort when the status quo is serving us just fine most of the time. For those of you who are currently in school or have graduated, imagine that you waited 4 years to start your education because the job that you had might give you a raise. In 4 years, you could have worked dutifully at your job, perhaps been awarded a promotion. But since you took action and gained an education, you have the option to find a better job overall. And so that's an example of that it's not one or the other, right? You can take action, but also remain where you are. Understanding that is one of those, three-dimensional paths, I think, on, what we talk about when we talk about the road not taken. Most people, they follow one road because it's that comfortable road. Oftentimes, you see people working somewhere for a very long time, maybe receiving some of those benefits of long-time employment to one employer. But over a period of time, over a long period of time, you have to think about what could you have accomplished? What have you missed out on? And of course, those questions not easy to answer because you don't know. But success at your work is the result of your own efforts. Remember that your first priority is to yourself and your family. The most important work you can do is always going to be taking care of yourself and your family. And for some of us, that work will be done as an employee, and others will be self-employed or business owners. The key is to make consistent strides towards success and avoid complacency. So, concluding our presentation this week, I'd remind you, be sure to work on your assignments from the past few weeks. This class had much longer, more in-depth assignments because we're really trying to develop a substantial mind shift. And a lot of that requires some work. I've utilized journaling and making comparative lists in the assignments. As I discussed at the beginning of class, next class period, the assignments may look different because of how I've seen them come back. However, I do think that those of you who have completed these assignments over the last few weeks, I can tell that you got a lot out of them. So I appreciate that. As I said, this is the final class, and so this completes our 6-week class schedule. And I see we've got Angie raised a hand. Please go ahead. What would you like to add or share?
Yes, Kevin. I wanted just to know if you have seen my assignment or the email that I've sent to you, because since I've submitted my assignment to you, I haven't received any feedback from you.
Well, I definitely have, Angie, I've definitely received your assignments this class period. I'm looking back on my other screen. I think there's a few people that I haven't had the chance to get back in touch with or provide some feedback on the assignments. But as we have quite a few people working through the assignments. I'll definitely get back with you over the next week or two as we finish up everyone's assignments. I know some people are behind, which is, as I said, not a concern at all. Again, I want to reiterate that these classes, they always improve, and the things that y'all send me I do look over. If I don't have time to respond, it's just because I have some other responsibilities, but I will definitely take the time to get back with you over this week. So I appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
Well, just in conclusion, I wanted to again share, our mission in the Grounded Leader Academy. We've really been working recently on, helping educate and ensure job placement while, developing future leaders. And some of the things that we are putting together right now, beyond our self-reliance initiative, is to help individuals really, kind of what we talked about today, succeed at their work and standing out among everyone else around them. Obviously, we do that through our one-on-one coaching and mentorship. We provide a personalized coursework that helps accelerate the acquisition of skills, specifically related to business management and leadership. And we help people prepare to either enter the workforce or to excel and succeed in the workforce.